Welcome to COP29 in Baku, Azerbaijan, where the future of our planet is being shaped. This year, the stakes are higher than ever. The world facing the realities of climate change. Readers, activists, and scientists are coming together to find solutions. But the road to a sustainable future is anything but simple. Climate change is no longer a distant threat, it's here, and its impacts are becoming impossible to ignore, from wildfires in Mediterranean to devastating floods in Southeast Asia. Extreme weather events are increasing at an alarming rate. COP29 is our latest attempt to tackle these challenges. Governments have been meeting for decades to discuss solutions, but progress has been slow. At COP29, the pressure is mounting. Will world leaders take bold actions or fall back on old promises? One of the most crucial discussions at COP29 revolves about gender. Climate change does not affect everyone equally. Women and girls, particularly in low-income countries, are hit hardest by climate disasters. Studies have shown that women in these regions are more likely to lose their livelihoods, their homes, and even their lives in climate-related disasters. That's why experts are calling for gender-responsive climate policies, policies that specifically address the needs of women and girls. From access to clean water to financial resources, these policies aim to empower women, help them adapt and build resilience against climate impacts. Another critical issue on table at COP29 is global emissions. Despite promises made in previous climate conferences, global emissions continue to rise. Countries like China, India, and the United States are major emitters, and their commitments to reduce emissions have often been under scrutiny. Many environmentalists argue that we are nowhere near the emissions cuts needed to limit the global warming at 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. So, what is being done to change that? Renewable energy is one of the key solutions. Wind, solar, hydropower are being pushed as alternatives to fossil fuels. But the transition is costly, and there are so many challenges, including energy storage, grid integration, and political resistance. One of the most contentious issues at COP29 is climate finance. Developing nations, which are often hardest hit by climate change, argue that they lack the resources to implement climate adaptation measures. At previous COP summits, wealthier nations promised billions in funding for developing countries, but the delivery of these funds has been slow, and many countries are frustrated by unmet pledges. At COP29, there are calls for fairer distribution of climate finance, one that ensures countries most vulnerable to climate change are not left behind in the global transition. Perhaps the most inspiring aspect of COP29 is the growing involvement of youth. Young people are demanding immediate action, calling the government to not only set ambitious targets, but to meet them without delay. Led by activists like Greta Thunberg and